Hello, Team Glitter and Shine. I'm excited to be here. Sorry the lighting's off a little bit. I'm redoing my workspace and it's kind of jumbled. You guys should be grateful you don't see what's going on. I want to see if I can see comments. So if you're here, if someone will let me know by just saying hi. Also hope I'm in the right spot. Am I? Say hi. If you're watching, say hi. Or I'm just going to start going. Okay. So if you are watching now, you're watching the replay. If it's a little red live up there, that means you're live. So feel free to say hi, ask questions. For you all right. Hey, yay, I can see comments. For you all that do not know me, I am Brittany Metke. I am a Sapphire National Executive and Presidential Team Member with Color Street, with dear sweet Tiffany, and also Jennifer, your leader. And I was so excited to see them at Regional this weekend, and that's kind of how we arranged this. So you guys are on an amazing team, all the way up. Your whole upline is amazing. So I am here to talk about sponsoring and enrolling, some tips. And I'm going to start off by saying that I am not by any means what you would consider a rock star enroller. Color Street is my first experience with direct sales and building a team in any way, shape, or form as far as sponsoring. Now, I was the #1 sponsor in the company last month. And I just say that to say that I don't have I didn't bring some team over. I don't have a huge blog following. I don't even know how to use the computer that much, and I'm not on Instagram or anything like that. And so I tell you that to say that a lot of my tips are going to be something that if you are joining today, you can use. And if if this is your first time, or if you've been doing it for a while, you can try some new stuff. Because a lot of it's going to be down to using yourself, your brand, and just being the person you are, and then doing some work, a little bit of action that anyone can do. Very duplicatable. So what I've learned is, there's different processes when you do recruit people, and obviously we want our downline to do that. So keeping it simple and making it something that we all can do, and that we can teach our teams to do. Hey, Tracy, is what's going to benefit us all. I can't teach someone to duplicate getting 700 million followers on Instagram. I can't teach that. I don't know how to do that, and it's not something easy. But I can teach you some stuff that anyone can do that has helped me, and like I said, not a rock star recruiter. I have been on the list maybe one other time. It took me 5 months to sign up my first person ever. And I have had months where I have signed 0 people. But what I've learned, is how to tweak things. And there's definitely things that when I'm doing more of, I'm getting that result as far as people joining my team. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk to you about today. Simple stuff that anyone can do, whether you've been around for a while or you're brand new, and just trying some new stuff. I always say, if you're on this live, I'm going to assume that you are either in leadership or you're aspiring to be a leader. And not everyone that signs up is, but if you're wanting to learn how to recruit, then I'm guessing that is your goal. And no big deal if you don't. But there's definitely been people that, signed up to say they were going to be a hobbyist or just kidnapping that ended up wanting to. So this will be here for that. My magic number, every month I set a goal for 5 people. I want to enroll 5 people every month. Do I hit that all the time? No. Do I have months where I have 0? I have. But what I found is if you are a leader and how this industry works, Sometimes there's a big turnover, or people do awesome one month and don't do anything the next. 5 is the magic number to be building, replacing, and helping plug those holes and getting you to the rank. So I always shoot for 5, and I think that's pretty, you know, you guys can do it. And like I said, and it took me a few months to even get my first person. So obviously I'm going to say, last month, I personally enrolled 11. I'm at, I want to say 6 so far this month. But what I've done different, is what I've done more is I bumped up my nail bar game online. And then that's one of the big things I've done. Because what I've learned is when I'm consistently doing nail bars, I am now outreaching, and I can reach more new people. And this really is a numbers game. So for every one of those 11 people that said yes, I probably had about 100 no's with that person. The biggest thing you have to get used to and kind of get comfortable with is hearing the word no, and then just not really taking it as a no, kind of taking it as a not right now. So nail bars, if you're not doing them, that's a big way to grow your network. Growing your network, always constantly getting out of that little comfortable friends and family circle that may not do anything is the only way to grow your business. You have to be like a consistent seller offering the product. This is a made-up statistic, but it sounds right. I think about 90% of the people that sign up with Color Street fall in love with the product first. So getting the product out there to people, whether it's via nail bar, in-home party, event, VIP group, that's going to give you a better chance of them coming around to the opportunity and you having a chance. Now, the biggest thing as far as enrolling and making sure that you are doing it the right way is you have to have a very consistent and thorough follow-up system. And that means that anyone that you meet in public that you hand a sample to, you need to make sure that you can touch base with them later. And like I said, this is going to work for your sales, but this is also what helped me with recruiting. So say for an example, and I'm just going to give you an example. One of my girls that I enrolled last month, she was actually, she worked in the spa at Rose and Shingle. So she was given hundreds of samples. She did my hair, for the awards night, and like we were talking and and she had already been given a sample and stuff. And like, I actually gave her like a set to give to her daughter because she said that she wanted her, I think her daughter's like 4 or 5 to try. And like, we just kind of connected and chatted, and I was like, oh my gosh, let's be Facebook friends. So I friended her in the chair. And I do that a lot. My boyfriend thinks it's funny, but like if I start talking to someone, I'll be like, oh my God, let's be Facebook friends or something like that. Like, so that way I can connect with them later. So what happened is she was given hundreds of samples, dozens of people, pitched the opportunity to her. I knew she was interested in the opportunity. She had told me she'd ask questions, but what no one did was follow up with her. I was the only person from conference, to follow up with her. And she signed up with me. So what I found, and I've done this before when I first signed up, is I was just giving out samples to people and not having a way to make sure that I'm staying in touch with them. So if I'm having a great conversation with somebody and like they know what I'm doing, I make sure that we become friends on Facebook, like right then. I also have another tool like we do that I told my team it's kind of like a virtual like business card, just something I made on WordSwag, and like I give them a sample and I'm like, oh my gosh, actually I have a coupon you can use for your first order. It will give you free shipping or whatever, $2 off. And I'm like, let me text it to you. And then now I have their phone number. So I can follow up with them, obviously how they like their sample, but that also leads to the opportunity. You see how I'm saying how most of the time, like the product is what's going to lead you to recruiting. That's just kind of how it works. And and like I said, it's a numbers game. So it's really about talking to people. And I talk to everybody. And I'm going to start by saying that I have a diagnosed generalized anxiety disorder. I am an introvert. This is not normal nor comfortable for me. But one thing I've learned is it does get easier every time. Like, I literally, you guys, I'm not kidding when I say that I stress out about ordering a pizza. Like, if their app is down on Domino's when I'm ordering pizza and I can't order, like, I will just say, let's go somewhere else. So it's not me being like, I'm saying that we all can do it. It's just something you have to work through. It does get easier every time, like going up to strangers, but there's always an opening to lead about the product, right? So say if they're not wearing nail polish, you can say, I don't know, so you have nail polish on. Can you try this? So obviously you always want to have samples on you. Chipped nail polish. Oh my gosh, I used to have that problem too. Have you tried Color Street? Now you can go in with that. Or they have their nails done. I see you like pretty nails. Have you heard of this? Like, it's a cute little accent. I'm going to hit up the not following up, because you definitely still follow up people. That's definitely in my thing. So I'll get to that soon. So those are your 3 openings. If someone has nails, you can give them a sample and you make sure that you have a way to follow up with them, because that's so important. You guys don't know, like, I literally have had someone that I followed up with, like, consistently, but it took her over a year to sign up. Because you just never know. It's all about timing. 1 month may not be the right time, but you may get them and ask them again where it's the right time. Different ways and reasons you can follow up with. So, like, I got 11 people because I used all the energy and information that we got at conference to now go to these people. And I basically kind of told them the same thing in different ways. So I'm going to go over some different ways. Some of the tools that I use that I have found to be most effective is voice messaging. When I'm using my voice, when I'm using their name and they hear it, they don't feel like it's a copy and paste message. People really want to feel important. They want to feel cared for. They want to know that you're not going to enroll them and ghost on them. And when you take that little bit of time, they feel that way. But they also can tell your confidence in them. I have found a lot of people are hesitant, and one of the objections is because they're not confident that they can do this. So they can hear that you're confident. I'm always like, oh my gosh, girl, you can do this. Like, I'm telling you, like, and cheering them on, like. And then I tell them about me. I'm like, listen, when I signed up, I had like 200 Facebook friends. I was a full-time college student, stay-at-home mom, only left the house to go to the grocery store. But let me tell you, my company and my team has shown me ways that I can do this in between those times, and it's changed my confidence. And they see that. So like I said, voice messaging. You can say their name. They hear your excitement. Phone calls. Talking to people actually on the phone. I know it's a foreign concept, and like I just said, I literally have anxiety about it. But like, again, it's also showing them that you're going to make time for them, especially if people have been in other direct sales industries and they have like failed. They want to know what's going to be different about them. Edifying your upline, your team, and yourself. If you're new, you know, you can get your upline to help you. Your team, when they see that support, that gives them the little confidence boost they know. It helps them along the way, because I don't know how many of you have had someone say like, well, I did this company, it didn't work out. And I'm like, no, that's not, we're going to be here for you every step of the way. I tell them, I'm like, listen, I got a launch party, a mock launch party I'm going to help you with. You only need $300 in sales one time in 6 months. You can totally do that. I'm going to help you. And just like, it's like about your posture, listening, being a really good listener, not being defensive and like listening to like their stuff. Cause I kind of look at it as like, your posture is very important. We're advising people, we're caring about them. We are, solving a problem, and we're offering a gift. And it's all about being, and like I said, anyone can do this, because it's about being a genuine good person. Coffee dates with people. I recently started trying this. It's pretty cool. I'll just like if I have like an hour or 2 hours, like I'll just set up like at Starbucks with my computer and some samples, and so many people just stop by and ask. And like I said, like, what are you doing? that is your lead, because you're going to get the product on people, and then now you're going to follow up. You're going to follow up with a very good follow-up strategy. And like I said, so here's my follow-up strategies. People have really good ways, but I just write their name in a notebook. I write when the next time I touch base with them. It's not black or white. And there's not a one size fits all. So when people don't respond, which happens, I'm a mom. I for sure have opened up a message and it looks like I read it and I totally missed it. So I just assume that that's what's going on. That they just read it or they didn't read it. It got sent and they didn't read it. So if they don't respond, I may wait like a little bit longer, but I'll send them something else. And then I may wait a little bit longer and I'm going to be like, oh my God, the last few months have been crazy busy with my business. But I just wanted to let you know, I was just at conference. I was thinking about you the whole time because you can earn this trip to Cancun. And I know you said you wanted to go, talking about going on vacation, and you get a chance for you and your husband to go. And actually, like, I think signing up now, and I did this, and I'm saying this because I did this a lot. I was like, you're more poised to get the points to go because you're going to be able to like promote through and get those extra points. And you act like you got to say that you're busy. If you're following up too much or sounding desperate, that's not an opportunity people want to join. Being desperate and like blasting it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about like your personal page and like how you share the opportunity that way. We don't need people. We don't act like we just need them when we're begging them. For one, it doesn't help you, right? Because like if you're forcing someone to join that doesn't want to, that's going to be a representation of the rest of their time. You're going to force them to try to BQ. You're going to force them to lead. You need to ask people what their goals are. And you got to show that there's an array of things that people can do when they join this company, that they have the ability to, and this is another part I wanted to touch on. I have so many different notes. Every single person is different. What attracts them to join the company is different. And you have to think of that, right? So everyone has different personalities. Everyone has different things. And I don't know if you guys have done like there's like different personality tests and like what people respond to if you're a leader. It's so the same for enrolling people. It's basic psychology. And I took a sales class, a marketing class on this. But like, so for an example, there are people that are only interested in the numbers. Only interested in the numbers. They want to see, the statistics. They want to know the comp plan, how much it costs. I'm not one of those people. Actually, I'm horrible at math. My daughter brought home her 3rd grade math homework and it almost stumped me. But you bet I can answer anything about the comp plan that anyone asks. And I'm very confident in that. I did study that. And so that's going to appeal to a numbers person. And then you've got the people that just want some friends and want some attention, and they want a community, and then you appeal on that side. You talk about the friendships you've made, the fun time you're having, that if Color Street stopped tomorrow, you would still be happy because you've made some great friends. And I had a girl that signed up. She's like, you know what? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a mom, and I have a full-time job, and I really just want some girlfriends. And I see how much fun you're having. You've got to make sure you're doing something to approach all those people. And then you have the people that are competitive and they love the recognition, and then you got to make sure you're doing that. If you're a leader, you are shouting out the people you enrolled, on your personal page, because for one thing, it shows that you are helping these people be successful. But then it's like, man, I wish I had a Facebook post like that. Or I saw you sent your freaking friend, like a purse or some flowers. Gosh, that would be so cool to get purse or flowers. Everyone responds to different, and you really have to kind of and once you get to know someone by like friend requesting them, just going through your Facebook, you can really see like what angle you're going to shoot with them from, because people respond to different things. Like what attracts me to the business may not be the same thing that attracted Jen to the business or Tiffany. You know what I mean? And what attracted you is going to be different than the person you're talking to. But you have to be able to have all sets down. So when you're posting like those business blessings, like, yeah, you can talk about, the comp plan and just do the whole $129, 13 sets, 72. I would never post that on my page. Personally, yes, it's a good value. The majority of people really don't care about that stuff unless they're already like almost in the door. We have that stuff in our opportunity group. You need to do something that sets like you apart. Make it individual, whatever kind of thing you kind of fit your story in there. Make it individual to you. My son had pneumonia. Made a whole post about that. Ended it with, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about finding, someone to cover my shift. I remember it wasn't so long ago where like you couldn't go to daycare. I almost lost my job. Just something like that. And then the people that are out there that are going through that will relate to that. But it was towards me, it's kind of like a soft pitch. Something new that is amazing. It's not new in the world. It's been around like a little bit, but it's new to me, which I've found that's helped so much, is using my stories, especially the yes or no. Because what I found is people respond in your stories that aren't even responding to your posts. And like this is a true story. And I'm going to touch on two things in it. So I made a story sometime last month. That's all I put is text. Have you been thinking about joining Color Street? Yes or no? Couple people clicked yes that I had no idea were interested. But now I did. So I messaged the one girl. Well, I messaged both of them. One responded, of course. And so I started talking to her and she's like, oh yeah, I've actually been thinking about it. And so my first point is I would have never known if I wouldn't have asked that. So I post a lot of different stuff in my stories now. I'm like, do you want to follow catalog? People will say yes. Do you want to join my VIP group? A lot of nail fees in your stories. It's definitely so you can I feel like it's a safer place to post your business rather than spamming your wall. You'd probably do like one or two posts on your Facebook wall, but you can post more about it in your stories when there's launches, and a lot of people are listening to those. And like, I get sample requests now from people that have never joined my VIP. I've been doing this for 2 years. These people have been knowing that for 2 years. So it's just funny to me. So anyway, she said yes, had no clue. So, she had said that she's been thinking about it, but she just joined this other company, and she kind of wanted to see how that goes. So I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. Of course. She's like, you telling your story. I'm just like you. I'm now pregnant with my third, blah, blah. And she's like going on about that. And I was like, and she's local. And I was like, well, what are you doing Saturday? And she's like, well, actually, I don't go into work till 2. And I'm like, you want to come and meet me at the regional? So regionals, if you're not using that as a tool, you need to, because, and I know it's hard to get people to come. So I don't expect but at least just offer it to everybody. Because you never know who's going to say yes. So regionals is amazing because they meet you in person. They get to see the sisterhood. They get to see the opportunity. They get to see that they're going to be supportive. So it's getting every single thing that you're trying to get across to them online that they really can't get. So anyway, she was pretty on the fence because she had just started this other company. She came to regionals. As soon as regionals was over, before she left, she said, I got to do this. And she signed up that night. Now, I said this all started with a story on Facebook. I had no idea she was interested. So, like I said, use your stories too. It's all a numbers game. It's about reaching as many people as you can. And another way to kind of expand that warm market, I'm talking a lot. My throat is dry. Different communities on Facebook. So we've got stay-at-home moms, keto, weight loss, whatever. You need to make sure you're in them. And then when you comment, make sure you're being offering some value. You're going to friend request those people. Or they're going to friend request you. And now they're in your circle. I have had people and it's all about attraction marketing. Of course, you're not going to spam your business to them. But now that I've met them, because like I said, it's a numbers game. So it's about meeting as many new people. Now they're in my circle. And then now they're going to see my stories about the business opportunity. They might see my occasional post. And I've had people that I've met. If you guys don't know, I had a bariatric surgery about 18 months ago, in a weight loss group now on the team. And And it was because of that. Because like I said, this is just you being you. And it's something we all do. We're already poking around, messing on Facebook, right? Another really cool thing is, so you have like your past orders and hostesses in your back office or in past party orders. And I know for one, I kind of let them, like, you know, like I said, I learned all this stuff through mistakes. I did not follow up with them in some way, shape, or form. So what about like going through and contacting all of your hostesses? All of your hostesses need to be offered that business opportunity, and every single one that's ever hosted a party with you. And then they also need to have been followed up with. So like I said, follow up is really the key. Very rarely does someone say yes the first time. Very rarely. I think I read a study one time from like car salesmen that sometimes it takes like eight touches, like some soft pitch or whatever, before people seal the deal. Relate your own story. And I said that, like, I'm pretty open and everyone has a story. And like I said, like a lot of people, it's a confidence thing. Like they don't think they can do it. So if you have like someone like that's super busy and you're on your team, or, you know, maybe an army wife, like, you know, Tiffany shared her story, like, you know, about moving around and like worrying about the network. You have somebody on your team or in your circle that can relate, that is doing this. And then you can be like, well, they're doing it, you can do it. I actually just talked to a girl, she's one of my leaders, and she's actually 100% deaf. She has a brain tumor, and she's about to hit director. And I was like, and she wanted help on enrolling, and I'm like, you use your story. I was like, it's inspirational to me. So can you imagine like who out there might be doubting themselves for a reason that's not as extreme, and they can see that you're doing it? Because a lot of times people just don't think they can do it. And that's really what it comes down to. So I like really do like tell everybody, like I'm like it's like being a cheerleader almost, like this is going to be so good for you. I'm so excited for you. Always having that excitement, showing them all the resources. You guys have an amazing team in Upline where I know that you have a plethora of resources, including, you know, opportunity groups and getting them into using that Why Color Street video. I'll be like, hey, I saw your post the other day, and this is true story again. I was scrolling through my news feed and I saw your post about saying that you're kind of discouraged. You have like 3 college degrees and you're about to have to get a job at Walmart. I totally relate to that. Can I get you like to watch a quick video real quick? Have you thought about like maybe doing what I'm doing? And I send her the Why Color Street video. Being a good listener, I really believe, has been the key to me enrolling, because there's always ins, in some way or form with people. You know, like I was getting my nails done and she was just like, yeah, I need to find a side hustle. What? Side hustle? And this girl that I've known for a long time, she messaged me needing a fundraiser. She wanted me to give money to her fundraiser because she's going through financial struggles. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a look at that. But, you know, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing to make extra cash? There are people, if you are listening, you will find an in to offer the opportunity. And how you enroll people is doing it to the most people as possible, which I really believe starts with making sure you're doing the nail bars, meeting people, getting the product out there. Anyone that orders, you know, and I do my own personal, they always get an opportunity brochure. Now, those are freaking amazing. I had my own little thing printed out, and now I can just put those in, and then they look at it, and they're gonna look at it. Maybe they throw it in the trash the first time. Second time, they'll look at it. Waitresses, when I go out to eat, I was in the food service industry for a long time. I get a sample and opportunity brochure. Another really cool thing, let me see. I have questions when people enter my VIP group because, like, well, for one, I don't allow stylists in there anymore because it, like, messed up with my engagement. So I, like, always ask if they're a VIP style or, you know, are they a Color Street stylist? How did they meet me? Because I want to know that. And a lot of times, like, this girl is like, I waited on you at Ziggy's. She put that. I was like, oh, cool. you gave me a sample at McDonald's. And then like I friend request them, but I also ask, are you interested in learning about the business opportunity? If they say no, they're still in my list, but they're not going to be like contacted right away. But you do not know unless you ask. I'm going to leave you with something super important. Like I said, you don't know unless you ask. There's people out there who really, really need this opportunity, you know, to change their lives. And then there's people that you've been watching that you would love to have on your team, but maybe you just didn't want to approach them. You don't think that they're going to say yes. You're kind of, you know, I feel like you're doing them a disservice. I asked someone last month that I've been wanting to ask for 18 months. 18 months. I was like, this person would be amazing. But I was just intimidated because she's had some success. So I drove like 20 minutes to her little shop, and I talked to her about it. And she signed up. And that like gave me, and I'm like, you know what? There's so many people out there that I just don't think would consider this that would. And then it's funny because like after she signed up, like a couple of my friends were kind of like, saw there like, oh my God, this is a lesson for me. I wanted to ask her too, but I just didn't think she would do it. Reaching out to other people that are super successful, like doing their own businesses, like salons and stuff, they are very business minded. And they're busy, but they want to know how to make money. And if you present this opportunity, they're going to listen to it. And if they're smart, they're going to take advantage of it. It's really about thinking outside of the box. We all have a chicken list. Thinking outside of the box, like I have, you know, customers that order for them and their teenage daughters. And I'm going to say I also checked and made sure that I made sure and checked that this was okay with PNP, because I actually made a YouTube video and then I took it down. So I asked Gled, and like the mom signed up, and she's having her 17-year-old daughter work it. Mostly. She's doing it with her. So it's under the mom's name, and just kind of going from that angle, like, dude, I know like Courtney's going to be going to college next month or next year. What about, you know, helping her like learn a little money management? You know, you sign up and you guys kind of do it together. Mom and daughter team. I got 2 people like that last month. It's also totally okay. Our comp plan is public, and it's totally okay to, we can never ever offer anyone any type of incentive to join, and you do not want to. If people aren't willing to put skin in the game, you do not want them on your team. But you can explain the comp plan. If there's like a big person out there and a leader, you can explain to them that when they get the team leader, that they can start placing people, or that you know, if you see that they're going to work hard, that you've helped people. Don't promise, you know, but you can explain that to them, and people that are business minded will understand. But I will say, Glenn said never post on a public page like, hey, join my team and I'll give you 3 placements. You can't do that, but you can totally explain the comp plan and how it works when you're talking to people. So like, yeah, we never want to put like, join my team for free. And first off, like if someone's not willing to do the work, for the kit, a lot of people join this company that do not have the money for the kit. It's probably the number one objection. There's many different ways I've seen women make it work. I've seen them pre-sell the kit sets out of to get the money, pre-sell them to their friends. Their kit comes and they send out the money. We have a list in my opportunity group I can share with Tiffany and Jen if they want 150 ways to make $150. If they're not willing to do one of those ways, they're not going to be worth. They're not going to do anything to sign up. They didn't invest anything. And if they're not going to do it even to join, it's kind of probably how it's going to be like after they join, if that makes sense. Did anyone, I think I hit like everything that I really wanted to make sure I hit. The questions. Did anyone have like anything specific to ask me? Any questions or anything like that? I said I'm gonna send it to Tiffany. I'm gonna get off here and send it to her so she can post it. I have it in our opportunity group, and because like I tell my team members to like tag the people there that their only objection is they don't have the money, and then now they get tagged there. Yep. And it's like, as far as like, dude, just stop going to Starbucks 5 times a week for a little bit. I personally borrowed money, you know, from my dad, you know, yard sell those old baby clothes. Just, there's a lot of different ways. So thank you all for having me. If you have any questions, you can post them here, underneath here, or message me and stuff like that. But I love, honor and privilege being here on an amazing team. You guys have great leaders, seriously, and I love you guys all. All right, I'll see y'all later, and I hope to see some of y'all on that list next month. Talk to you soon.